Welcome back to Weird Stuff in a Can. Today on Weird Stuff in a Can, we've got doves. So I paid £3.99 for this can a couple of years ago, and it's been sitting on the shelf for a while, and there's a reason for that. Because this is actually not a can of doves at all. This is a can of cabbage leaves stuffed with pork and poultry. So it's stuffed cabbage leaves, not doves. A bit of a story about that, which probably explains the this isn't very weird angle. So when I'm shopping for weird stuff in a can, I typically am looking for things that I don't recognise. And very often that means me wandering around with my phone doing photo-based translation. And I bought a couple of cans. One of them was for some Polish tripe soup, some flaki, which is, I think, probably weird stuff in a can as far as the British palate is concerned. I also found this, which the camera translation told me was doves, because indeed this word here, which looks like Gołąbki, but is actually, I believe, pronounced, now brace yourselves, Gołąbki, because of that barred L character there is like a W sound, and the A with the little cedilla is like a U sound, I think. So Gołąbki. Polish people, if you're watching, tell me how close I got there, by all means. Anyway, these are from Poland. I believe this particular variety is from northern Poland. So that word there does indeed mean pigeons or doves or little pigeons, something like that. But the dish itself is cabbage leaves stuffed with kind of sausage meat and rice. Now, of course, I should have just read the English label on there, but I was kind of in this mode where I was looking through the camera at the translation, assuming there wouldn't even be any English writing on there, but of course there is. So anyway, ingredients: cabbage leaves stuffed with poultry and pork meat and rice in tomato sauce. White cabbage 32%, mechanically separated chicken meat 10.6%, rice 9%, pork meat 4.8%, vegetables 5.1%, which is onion and carrot, tomato concentrate 3.1%, pork skins, modified starch, wheat flour, soy flour, salt, rapeseed oil, sugar, spices, which includes lactose, pork fat, hydrolyzed soy and corn protein, dried vegetables in varying proportions, parsnip, onion, carrot, parsley, root and leaf, garlic, flavour enhancer E621, flavourings, which include soy and milk, yeast extract, dried onion concentrate. Product may contain mustard and celery. Best before date and batch number on the lid, store in a cool, dry place. I think this is actually slightly out of date. I think, well, I say slightly out of date. I think it's about a year out of date. February 21 is when it should have been used, but I don't know. Anyway, it's a canned product, and best before dates on canned products, as long as the can is intact, are fairly flexible. We'll give the top of the can a little wipe because it has been sitting in my room gathering dust for more than a year. So as I say, not that weird, except what's weird here is that I assumed this was a can full of doves, whereas in fact it's cabbage leaves. It is a pull-tab can. I am opening it with a can opener, as is my preference. And there goes the lid. And there are the doves. Let's have a sniff. I can smell cabbage and pork and tomato in there. No surprises there. Nicely filled can, actually, nice and full. And I think these are going to kind of separate. So it looks like we got 5 of them, 5 of these stuffed cabbage leaves. Obviously these need to be heated up, but I will just taste a little bit of the sauce as it is cold, because that's what I always do. Well, kind of unsurprisingly, that tastes like tinned vegetable soup, which is kind of more or less what it is. It's the tomato, the onion, the cabbage, obviously, as it's been cooked in the can. I don't think there's actually probably an awful lot. Oops, I've made a mess. I don't think there's actually probably an awful lot else to say about this, except I'm going to take these away, warm them up. I think I've just used the microwave for that. And then we'll come back in a moment and give them a taste. Right, here we are, back from the kitchen. These are now steaming hot. I had to kind of heat them in the microwave for 2 minutes, turn them, let them stand for a bit, and so on, until the temperature probe revealed that they were hot inside, which they are now. So there it is. Okay, let's have a look at that. Let's have a sniff now it's heated up. Well, they do smell really quite cabbagey, but I suppose they should, because they're made of cabbage. Well, at least the outside bit is. So, cross section. So inside we've got You can see that's a kind of pork and chicken sausage meat. You can see the pieces of rice in there. Cuts very nicely. Let's give it a taste. Quite a mild flavour, but a good flavour. The cabbage obviously is very tender because canning things involves cooking them. And so they've been sat inside that can, kind of marinating in that sauce for a couple of years. I think a bit of pepper won't go amiss. Really quite a mild flavoured dish, but actually rather hearty and tasty. Now, of course, there isn't anything especially weird about stuffed cabbage leaves, I don't think. Indeed, here's a German version of the same. This is Kohlroulade, which is a stuffed cabbage leaf from Germany. So yeah, I don't find anything to dislike about that. And actually, it's kind of not that weird. As I say, the weirdest thing about this is I thought this was a can of birds. But yeah, the taste is good. The meat is quite mildly spiced, not over-seasoned. So there we go, Gołąbki, Podlaskie. Not so weird stuff in a can, but subject to weird international language mistakes perhaps. All in all, a really hearty and comforting dish. I hope that's been interesting. I've really enjoyed that. I'm looking forward to eating a couple more of these, and maybe I'll have a go at making these from scratch sometime. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.